Pay up. That's a message from the governor tonight to the Niagara Falls Water Board after that black discharge into the Niagara River in July. Good evening. I'm Mary Alice Demler.
And hello, everyone. I'm Scott Levin. That $50,000 fine from the DEC also comes with closer scrutiny on the sewer plant that was the source of that discharge and blamed on operator error. Channel 2's Dave McKinley says that mistake got a strong response from the governor in the Falls today. Right, Dave?
Indeed it did, Scott. The DEC, which also wants to have the plant's entire operations staff retrained, says the fine is aimed to hold the water board accountable. Though it is not clear how the water board will pay that fine, it is likely it will eventually come from ratepayers, either through reserve funds or an increase in rates to customers.
Upon arriving in Niagara Falls, it seems the governor could not find enough bad things to say about the Niagara Falls Water Board and its operation of its wastewater treatment plant.
Bad systems, bad procedures, bad training. That can't happen again.
And thus he's decided this place needs a babysitter.
There'll be no discharges in the interim period unless they're supervised by DEC. They'll be executing a consent decree, putting those new processes in place.
But a source on the water board says they were totally blindsided by the governor's announcement and hadn't even seen a proposed consent decree, let alone agreed to sign one. We asked the governor what happens if they don't.
If they don't, the plant operators would be removed. Is that clear enough?
Perhaps not, amid questions which we also posed regarding whether he even has the authority to do this.
DEC has the authority to remove them. You can't operate unless you're approved by the state to operate a plant.
Cuomo made clear this action is in response only to the infamous black discharge, a one-time event as far as anyone knows, which occurred on July 29th and which environmental officials have stated not anyone, human or wildlife, was harmed by. And not the perhaps more serious issue of frequent overflows which occur during bouts of heavy rain and spill raw sewage on average once a week, and which the water board has said the inadequate capacity of an outdated facility in dire need of upgrade is to blame. And while no one's health was harmed by the black discharge, Cuomo and Niagara Falls Mayor Paul Dyster insist there was plenty of potential harm done to the lifeblood of the economy here, which is tourism, when this happened before thousands of visitors on a weekend in the height of the tourist season.
And then this incident produces a picture, the black water picture, that goes viral.
And then when you have an image like this that travels around the world in just a few minutes, there's the danger that it can damage all of the good work that you've been doing.
Interestingly, the Maid of the Mist, whose boats were in the middle of the muck that day, has consistently stated it had no impact on them. Cuomo also used the term consent decree at least 6 times during his remarks today, prompting one of our legal analysts to note only a judge can issue one of those and that perhaps Cuomo as a lawyer should know that. A release sent out later by his office clarified, though, that the governor is taking action via an executive order to the DEC, which he can do. Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.